Hi everyone, how are you? If you just jumped on before and saw a black screen, I apologize. Please come in and join us today. We are here talking soul detox. Soul detox. As you're coming in, just pop a little comment into the chat here and let me know, where are you? Where are you coming in from? Are you ready to just cleanse, clear, declutter the soul? It could be, energetics. You might just be feeling like you have a lot going on at the moment. Maybe there's a little bit of overwhelm. Maybe you're just feeling a lot of tension in the body. There are ways that we can really start to detox, to cleanse away some of these feelings that might be dragging you down. So stick with me. We're going to talk about 4 ways that we can detox the soul today. So looking out for you guys as you're coming in. I am on StreamYard, so if you are in the chat, I would love to connect with you. And StreamYard asks for your permission just above here, so just click on that link and then give StreamYard permission. It's just so that I can see your name, because sometimes it just comes up as Facebook user. Okay, let's get started. I'm so excited for today. I was excited to do this last week and we had to reschedule to this week. So this is how long I've been waiting for this. Hope that you guys can join me, and I'm sure you will find me if you are just on your way in now. All right, so excited for today. So the first question I want to ask you guys as you're coming in is, how is your soul? How is your soul? Go ahead and just rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. And I'll tell you, this is how I greet people. If you haven't been greeted by me like this, you probably will be in future as we meet. I no longer ask people, so how are you? How are things going as often as I used to? I ask them, how is your soul? If I really want to know how someone is doing, if it's just, passing here and there, hi, how are you? That's okay. When I really want someone to answer me truthfully, because how often do we, someone says, how are you? And you just have this default that you go to. It might be like, oh, I'm good. How are you? And we don't even think about it sometimes. When I really want to ask someone truthfully how they're doing, I tend to ask, how's your soul? How's your soul? When my husband comes home from work and I can see that something has happened today, or, anything that has shifted him in any way, I will say, babe, how's your soul? How's your soul? And he'll go on to explain to me. So in talking about our soul today, we're just talking about that deeper part of you, that's full of wisdom and understanding and knowledge and love, and that part of us that sometimes we will refer in here in the Rise group and in the Rejuvenate program to our higher self. And sometimes we can block this, or we can feel blocked to this. We may not be accessing it due to blocks and toxicity that might be around us in our life, amongst our day, as we're going through our day. So I want to share some tools with you today, how you can help to shift that and how we can really cleanse and clear our soul. Hello. Hi, Kim. How are you? Oh, how's your soul? Happy and energetic. Love that. Absolutely love that. Awesome. So hopefully everyone can find us, because I came on the first time and my screen was all black. So hopefully you guys will make your way back in here. But good morning. And we're just going to dive straight in. So I would like to start with a quote. Everything that we allow into our minds, hearts, and lives, everything that we spend time and money on, has an impact on how we grow or don't grow spiritually. Let me say that again. Everything that we allow into our minds, hearts, and lives, everything that we spend our time and money on, has an impact on how we grow or don't grow spiritually. As the old computer adage reminds us, garbage in, garbage out. Just as we are what we eat physically, we are also what we consume spiritually. If we don't monitor and adjust our diet accordingly, our souls are in danger of absorbing more and more poison. And so that is from a book by Craig Groeschel. And I just really wanted to share that with you because it's just a little bit of a connection to just how much we are affected by what happens around us, and what moves through us. We talked about energy. We did energetic detox at the beginning of this month. If you want that link, I'm just going to pop it above here for you because they're related. And so just having a think about like what is surrounding me right now? What am I bringing in or allowing in that I don't really want or desire? So maybe you can go ahead and pop into the comments one thing that you are maybe currently allowing in or allowing to happen around you that you don't really want to hold on to anymore, that you're kind of ready to let go of. And I'm going to go through 4 ways that you can detox your soul today with me as I'm detoxing mine. So the first way that we can detox our soul is by looking at our language, So the first way that we'll look at language is to look at our outgoing language, what is coming out of our mouths. And there is a book called Detox Your Soul. And in chapter 3, he talks about lethal language, experiencing the power of life-giving words. And I love this so much because sometimes just the way that we feel has a lot to do with how we're speaking, like what's coming out of our mouth. How are we, maybe being involved in criticism or just anything that doesn't feel good to us. So we want to experience the power of life-giving words, words that expand us, words that help us grow, words that help us reach, words that help us stretch, words that help us connect to our joy and love and, connection with others and all of these beautiful things. And I will be completely transparent and honest with you. I know for me, when I'm really at my worst or at my lowest, my words can be destructive. Like they can be degrading. They can be unfulfilling to myself and to others as well, and definitely not lifting. And when I am at my highest, when I'm fully aligned and in my authentic self, and I'm speaking from my highest truth and my highest self, my words are encouraging and they are literally life-building. Like within the Rejuvenate program, what comes out of my mouth is so important. And I think about every word before it comes out, and I make sure that, my energy is aligned before I show up to our sessions together and even these trainings as well. I do a lot of clearing and getting ready before I even show up for you guys because I want this to fuel you, in the best possible way. So what's one thing that we can do today? We can challenge ourselves, and maybe it's this week, to look at how we use our words and just to put a little bit more thought maybe into each word we say, every word that comes out of our mouth. And one way that I love to do this is, because I love a good conversation, is to be quick to listen and slow to speak. So if someone else is talking, I wait 10 seconds after they've finished talking just to see if they wanted to say anything more. Sometimes we can be really quick to jump in and give our 5 cents, like my mum would say. But sometimes it's also a beautiful gift to give that other person and allow them the time to think as well before they speak too. So that's our outgoing language. How are we using our words, or how are we not using our words as well? And then there is our internal language. So go ahead and just put hands up into the comments if you're with me on this week, having a bit of a language detox, having a bit of a word detox maybe. What words are coming up for you that are non-serving? I remember getting rid of the word can't from my vocabulary. Doesn't exist in my vocabulary anymore. Even when my son says I can't do that, I say, oh honey, you might not be able to do it yet, but you will. I removed that word. So are there any words in your vocab right now that you're just like, it's not serving me, I don't need it, I'm ready to get rid of it? So go ahead and put your hand up if you're with me on detoxing some of those words out of our vocabulary. And then the second way that we can look at language is to look at our internal language. So our inner critic, we talk about this a lot in this group. How are you talking to yourself? How are you showing up for yourself? Do you need an inner critic detox? And go ahead and just put some kind of emoji, a thumbs up or something into the chat if you need an inner critic detox, if you are ready to get rid of some more of those thoughts that might be holding you down. I remember, and so there are many, many ways that we can do this, and we go through quite a lengthy process in the Rejuvenate program. But I remember Gabby Bernstein. I went and I did her masterclass. I did level 1 Spirit Junkie a long, long, long time ago, and learned some amazing tools and techniques in that weekend with her. And one of the things that I saw her do was she had a rubber band, just a simple rubber band around her wrist. Sometimes she would use an elastic band, a hair tie, whatever she could find. And if she caught that inner critic getting loud, and she caught herself with this internal dialogue that was really non-serving, maybe hurtful, she would use this little rubber band and give herself a flick. And I remember thinking at the time, wow, that's mean. Like, why are you hurting yourself? But it was just a very gentle reminder to her not to do that. And there is merit, in having some of these habits forming where we, let ourselves know in this gentle way that is not where we want to go. That's not where we want to be anymore. So I remember Gabby having that. You feel free to go and try that technique. I remember her using that, and I remember using it myself, and it was very, very effective. Okay, so let's move on to number 2. And number 2, the second way that we can really detox our soul today is to have a look at at opinions in general. So let's look at, first of all, the opinions that we ask for. Let's look at those. And I first heard this term in Danielle Lepore's book, White Hot Truth. You might like to have a read of that at some point. And this term. And so we live in a noisy world, right, where it's easy to take on other people's opinions and advice as our own. And so I'll share with you what Danielle Lepore decided that, she would share in her book. But we live in this noisy world where it's easy to take on other people's opinions and advice as our own. So it's also easy to kind of hear other people's opinions so loudly that they can really overpower us, and they can overpower our own opinions. And sometimes we just run with that because maybe it's easier, maybe there's less conflict in that, maybe it's just the path of least resistance. So having a think about, how have you relied on other people's decisions in your life, maybe over your entire life? And are you ready to go on an opinion fast with me? We're going to clear out external noise. This means that all the decisions and answers have to come from you for the next week, right? Hello, darling. Ocean's here. So put up your hand if you would like to. I'm going to let him in. I'll be right back. It's all right.
I'm actually Mommy, I asked before.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and get it for me. Okay. Yeah, so who would like to go? Ocean's just coming in. He's coming in. We're a mum. I'm a mum. We're parents around here. So are you ready to go on this little binge, right? And clear out some of this external noise. This means for the next week, all decisions and answers are to come from you. So it might mean that you're tuning in deeper to your spiritual connection. It might mean that we just stop asking for advice. Do you want to take them off, darling? It might mean that we stop asking for advice. It might mean that, we stop asking as many questions. Maybe we're asking a lot of questions. I'm just going to help Ocean here. Go ahead and pop into the comments if you're ready to do that, and if you feel like you might be able to.
I love you, Mommy.
I love you too.
Why are you still on your call?
Yeah, I'm still on my call. I'll be off in a little while.
When I'm done my poopy, the time I'm done my poopy, I'm just going to push this in a little bit more for you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Because if it pops out like this, it won't turn on, so I put it in like
Thank
that.
you. Do you want to say quick hi? Then you can go.
Hi.
Hi. Have beautiful people to say hi to there. Okay, love. You're welcome. Okay, so yeah, and I remember speaking with my coach. Thank you for your patience, everyone. I remember speaking with my coach recently, and a couple of my colleagues jumped into the call, and we were, going back and forth with one of my coaches. And I remember thinking to myself, I decide right now that I am not going to be asking as many questions anymore. And I was noticing that a couple of other people were not taking action until they got like a go ahead from our coach. And I noticed that there were a couple instances that I was doing that as well. So I decided that I was going to ask less questions and that I was going to go within a little bit more to find the answers. And if I was really stuck, and if I'm really stuck, I absolutely call my coach. Like, I rely on her. I'm definitely not going to be firing my coach. She is my support, she holds my hand, she guides me, she's absolutely incredible. But I did notice that maybe I was relying on her and her ability, because she's very intuitive, to guide me in every area of my life. And so I let go. And it's so liberating to be able to go within and to find the answers within and to find the guidance, because your soul knows the answers to most things, right? And so maybe as a coach, and this is even me showing up as a coach, I feel my job is just to guide you there. It's not so much to give you all the answers, but to hold your hand and help you to connect so that you can have your own internal compass and guidance. So yay, let me know if you are ready to go with me. And so now those deep internal questions, those deep internal conversations about whether to take a step in my life or not take a step in my life, they are between me, myself, and I. And I will bounce things off of my coach, but my ultimate decisions are made by me. And then the other way that we can look at opinions is, so these are opinions that we do ask for, we've been talking about. The other way we can look at opinions is opinions that you don't ask for, right? Opinions that we're actually ready to let go. Opinions possibly of others that are just projected onto you, and maybe you don't want them, and maybe you're carrying them around and reliving other people's words and reliving a circumstance that might have happened where someone shared their opinion with you and you didn't ask for it. So considering there, like, how can we now release those, let them go, or just be happy to hear someone else's opinion and it be theirs, because they come from a different place, they've had different experiences, they have different belief systems. There are belief systems of belief systems. They have paradigms of belief systems that they have accumulated and created over the years, and so their opinion's different, and that's okay. The third way that we can soul detox is through our emotions, getting rid of some of those trapped emotions. And so if you have any anger or rage that is coming up in your day that maybe you're not dealing with or haven't dealt with or didn't know how to deal with, or are just, realizing that it's there just now, bringing awareness to it, gentle awareness, a lot of compassion. We need to bring, maybe there is some underlying inadequacy or comparison. And then sometimes we tend to move to like coping strategies. So it could be food, it could be, addictions, food, alcohol, these sorts of things that we might turn to kind of help to cope with those emotions that are coming up. So what we really want to get to, and this is what we do in the Rejuvenate program, is get to what is lying under there. Because there's something lying under there. If it keeps coming up for you, there's something lying under there. So we want to get to the root cause and we want to heal it all the way through. Covering up is just kind of like putting a Band-Aid on it. When we turn to these coping mechanisms, just like putting a little Band-Aid on it. And it just usually it keeps it covered from other people, but it doesn't keep it covered from you, because you can feel it, see it, you know that it's there. And so if this is constantly lingering, it's going to affect the way that you're showing up in daily life too, right? Because then we'll have these feelings of inadequacy, might look outside of us and be like, oh, she's not doing that, or however it might be. So just having a think about what emotions do you know are currently trying to hide out, but they do come to the surface, or what emotions do you have regularly that do come to the surface that others don't know about, or that maybe you find an excuse for, like when they come up, and it might be, you know, a reason for, right? And it might be like, oh, I got angry because somebody did this to me, or something like that. And so just maybe they just need to be healed. Maybe these parts of you need to be healed so that you can be set free, and so that you can show up more fully in the fullest expression of who you are. That is how we want you to be. That is how we need you to be at this time on the planet, is as the fullest expression of the beautiful, beautiful soul that you are. Amazing. What did you say there, Kim? I love the way you guided me the other night and how you let me know it was a fight between authentic self and conditioned self. I love you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for showing up for you the way that you do, because then that allows me to guide you. And it's so easy to do. You ladies are so beautiful. All the ladies in the Rejuvenate program are out of this world. Amazing. Okay, so the fourth way, this is the last way that we can really detox our soul today, is by looking at our behaviors. Now, if any of this stuff is triggering you, awesome. It's exactly what we want. We want it to trigger you. We want it to trigger you long enough that you make these subtle changes so that you can feel more free and be more free and show up more free in your daily life, right? So be gentle with yourself, be gentle with what you're hearing, take from this what you will, leave the rest, it's all good. So number 4 is our behaviors. So let's think about our personal behaviors. We have this constant flood of social media feeds. If we're on technology, there is so much noise, so much negativity, right? And sometimes there can be some hiding, right? Like that doesn't always feel so good. So hiding out in that we don't want to share everything about ourselves. There could be just watching other people hiding out, you know, and showing only a particular version of themselves. Obviously, we're not going to show everything on social media. We appreciate that others don't show everything on social media, but it can create agitation in our hearts and minds without us even knowing where it comes from if we're just constantly scrolling through this feed and comparing ourselves, or, you know, seeing other people hiding out and only showing this kind of one side of the mirror. And so just realizing that that can happen and that it is a real thing. And then there's the whole technology side of it, right? With the EMFs, the blue light, all of this kind of stuff that can affect our nervous system as well. So here's my challenge to you, is that 48 hours out of this week, you take off of social media. I would say off of technology. My new thing that I'm doing is 48 hours every single week, completely tech free. So I'm either outside or I'm present with my family and children. We're on an adventure. We're doing something different, but I do not touch my phone or my, you know, computer or the TV, all of that. And since I've started doing that, I feel so much better for it. I'm like almost craving it now. I'm like, yes, we're almost at the day when I take 48 hours off. And I love being on here. You know that. I love my technology. I'm so grateful for it, but it's so good for the soul to just have a break. And having a break, you know, once a month or once every 3 months, it's not enough. It needs to be like every week or every day. So one thing you could do is try cleansing your feed of negative stories, people, posts, things that are not inspiring you. We have such a loud training today. Now we have like a chainsaw going on in the background. Let me just close this door 1 sec.
Uncle Michael's cake on it.
Isn't it? It's Uncle Michael.
We're having to get
You may stay out. I'm just finishing up a call and almost finished, and then I'm going to do kind of sweet board. Good. So let me know in the comments, what will you do? You can cleanse your feed, you know, maybe watch a little less news if you're watching news. Some of you are not watching news, but just, you know, it's important to be informed. Yes, if we're watching the news or reading the news, but we don't have to be informed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can take a little break from that. So this is just a little inspiration to cleanse what needs to be cleansed for you right now. Maybe there's been a lot with everything that's been going on in the world right now. Maybe there's been a lot of information thrown at you lately. And so we want to switch our patterns that we show up on social media, our patterns with our technology, so that they don't become these physical habits of on all the time. What else? So it could just be that when you wake up in the morning, sometimes we like go and check our phone right away, or like when we're not sure what to do, if we don't have a clear cut schedule for our day, we might just go and pick up the phone and do some scrolling or do something and get caught up in that. So we just want to notice these habits that we might be currently in, be really observant, be really compassionate, be really loving with yourself, because these are just habits that are formed, and look at ways that you can just cleanse now and just bring a whole lot of curiosity to it, a whole lot of curiosity. Oh, that's so interesting that every morning I wake up, I go straight to my phone. So you can be really kind and really compassionate with yourself as you're doing this soul detox. So I want to ask you guys one last question. How often do you go off grid, where there's no Wi-Fi, you know, no connection? Let me know. And I invite you to do that, to book in. Maybe it's a little holiday, maybe it's a family getaway, maybe it is something, but we don't want it to be just once a year that you do this. We want it to be a regular occurrence, that you and your family, your loved ones, actually hit a point where you're off grid, where there's no access, there's no Wi-Fi, you know, interference in terms of your nervous system, for your body to get like a full, beautiful cleanse. And it might just be, as I said, for 48 hours. It doesn't have to be for a week or two, although that's beautiful. And just whatever you can achieve is perfect. Whatever you can do is amazing. And I just invite you to do this. So to take from this training 1 or 2 ways that you can detox your soul today, this week, and let me know. Let me know in the comments what you're going to be doing. Let this inspire you to take action, to really give yourself a beautiful soul detox. Yes. I think I told you guys the other week that we, can't remember what we did. Oh, we went up into the mountains for a few nights, and we thought we were going to be able to get Wi-Fi up there, and we couldn't. And so none of my tech worked. And I had planned that I would do a little bit of work up there, not too much, but a little bit. And I couldn't do a thing. And so it was 3 days, I think, and it was so revitalizing. It was so beautiful. I was a whole new person when I came home. And I remember someone saying to me, wow, like, what happened to you? I know you've been juicing lately, but hello. And I was just, I think, sitting in a little tent playing with the kids, and they said to me, you were just like, wow, it's this whole new level of presence. And I said, I just feel great. Like, I just feel so good. It's just sometimes like just not even having the Wi-Fi on can be so helpful to our nervous system. So yay. Can you take some off the grid time? Can it be once a week? Could it be once a month that you take a weekend off or something like that and go off grid? Yes. All right, guys. The last one was external behaviors. So what are people around you doing? How are you influenced by them? Did you do the energetic detox, which I'm going to put the link up here? Sometimes you might need to detox from particular people. No offense to those people, just enough to cleanse your soul, to cleanse some energy that they may be carrying. It may not be their soul's energy. It may not be even their energy, but they might just be carrying something else around, just so that you can then see them again. Like, I'm not one for saying like, don't see the people, but just enough to cleanse your soul. And so when you do see them again, you're in this stronger, more powerful, more grounded state. And we can talk about energy protection and all of that stuff moving forward. I love you guys so, so much. I hope that this training has been interesting to you. I hope that you get something out of it. I hope that you choose 1 or 2 things that you can do this week to detox your soul and feel even better than you might be feeling right now. I want to go camping with the kids, no devices. Yes, amazing. I invite you, I challenge you to book that in and let me know when it's going to be. Yes, I'm so excited for that. Amazing. All right, beautifuls. Have an amazing day. I love you. I will see you in the Rise group. Thank you for your patience. It was a little bit of a noisy training today. Lots of fun going on around this house at the moment. I love you guys. Mwah. Have a beautiful day.